everyone, welcome back to Soft Days, episode 3. If you have joined me in the past couple of episodes, thank you so much. If this is your first time, hi, my name is Daisy Hernandez, and this is my podcast. I'm so happy to see everyone back on here. Hola, mi gente, hola. Let's start off with this third one, you guys, third one, and it's a tender one that I'm gonna definitely say. It's the beginning of a 2-part series called The Foster Care System Raising. Yep. That one's it, you guys. And it's going to be pretty interesting. Today's part is my story. It's raw, unfiltered, and finally ready to be told. It's time. I want to say I was 8 years old the first time I was entered into the system. And I remember thinking, like, this has to be a mistake. Like, I'm 8. That somehow we were just staying 2 nights without my mom. And my mom would show up with my sister because that was the plan. She was going to show up with my older sister, and she was going to come and fix it. But nothing happened. We were put in the system. That was the first time. It was me, my sister Vanessa, and Cindy. As I mentioned before, we were placed in a safe foster home. And even though it was hard, at least we had each other. And that was such a big, nice moment for us to have. Because they always try to place you. The system tries to place you with siblings, always. By the second time, things had shifted. Vanessa and we went in again together, but this time was with my little cousin and my sister Guadalupe, Lupita. I was only there for like maybe a month with them, but that was before I had to move. They moved me again, and I was placed with my brother in Fontana. Rest his soul. It was a nice experience. I loved my foster parents, but that's when survival kicked in. I had to grow up so fast in the system, too fast in the system. You learn how to shrink yourself to survive and how to stay quiet when you want to kind of scream and how to be grateful when what you really feel is abandoned. Abandonment issues comes and hits you in waves. Yeah, my teenage years were heavy. There was a lot of running away, um, physically and emotionally. I was trying to escape a life that already felt too painful to carry at such a young age. By 13, I had started experimenting with things I thought would numb the pain. Risky choices, anything that helped me forget, even if it was just for a moment. And a lot of my friends didn't know that. I wasn't bad. I was hurting. I was searching for safety in all the wrong places. I hanged out with friends and that tried to do the same thing. It was just hard. The middle of that chaos, from running away and the numbing and the spiraling and the drinking and the just everything. Someone did come into my life later on in my years and who helped me, slow down. He was my boyfriend at that time and he later became my ex-husband, but that will be on another episode. Even though our story didn't last, I will always be grateful for that opportunity, during that season of my life. He gave me something I hadn't built in a long time, and that was a sense of stability. And knowing that he didn't want to be with someone like that. And, so for this first time, I wasn't just surviving. I was starting to come back to myself. And that was a big thing. I started doing them again at 16, the same drugs, but I'm happy where I'm at. But even though all through the pain, God was there. He never left me. I didn't always know it, didn't always feel it. But looking back now, I can see where his hand was over my life in the system, even when everything felt out of control. And I'm very thankful for my foster homes. I am very blessed for different foster homes that I lived in. I'm very thankful for each and every one of them. I learned from many of them. The system raised me, but it did not define me. God did. And these foster homes, these foster parents that I am so deeply grateful for a lot of them. I thank them for that, for being patient with me. Again, I share this not for pity, but to honor that little girl, that little teenage girl that I was. She didn't made it through things she never should have had to endure. That's not her fault. And she didn't know the softness of how beautiful life is yet. But she always held on to hope. Yeah, to hope. But again, I gotta say, in part 2, you're gonna hear from my other sisters, that I mentioned before, my sister Vanessa, Maria, and Lupita, um, as we reflect on what those years did to us and who we're choosing to become now. They are amazing mothers, you guys, amazing mothers. But because healing doesn't erase the past, but it does let us write a new story. We're all learning how to be, you know. But again, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my truth. And if you ever felt like your past disqualified us, because we're foster home, the kids have a statistic. I'm here to remind you that it doesn't. I don't carry shame for my past, and you shouldn't either. Maybe I should, but have only gratitude for how far we've come. Not too broken to be redeemed, and there's beauty even and the becoming. This is what that series is. It's the becoming of something new, something of us. And I've met so many children, foster kids, just like me, trying to make sense of what has happened and the stories we have shared within each other. I probably have been into a couple of foster homes. I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4. I was a rebel kid, you guys. Let me tell you that. It's probably, yeah, in my 7 years that I have been in the foster care group, not counting the first time, was not the second time. The first time was only one home. But the second time, I was one in San Bernardino, one in Fontana, and another one in Fontana, and one in Phelan. I went back to Fontana to my foster home. I went back to Rialto, and then my last home was in Red Valley. I want to say like 11 homes, you guys, in 7 years. Again, I was 11 when I got placed in the homes. Second time, I was 11. Yeah, you guys, it was an experience with, like I said, different homes. Not proud of being in there 11 times, 11 different homes, but I learned. I learned from every single one of them. I'm thankful for everyone. My foster home, I went twice. Amiga Maria, she is such a blessing in my life. I still talk to her to this day. I haven't seen her. So if you guys are listening, get on Mami Maria. She's, her, and I don't blame her for anything. She's tried the best with me and my brother. I'm so thankful for her. I'm thankful for couple foster homes that I was in that I just can say that it was such an amazing opportunity. And again, just hearing all these foster kids that have their own stories, I met so many that were my age. I met so many that were younger, and it breaks my heart. It makes my heart to hear those stories. But I really hope that each and every one that I met, just know that I know who you are. I remember you. I remember your story. I hope that you guys remember me too. And my sisters for being in different homes too. I'm thankful for it. But yeah, you guys, this is what my life has turned into, my stories. Again, I am not defined by it, but I am thankful for my friends that were around me during those times in the system. I bet you guys didn't know that, huh? About this little girl right here. But yeah, I did a lot of things that I'm not proud of as a young kid. And when I did have a group of friends, they were my guy friends, they were like brothers to me. And I'm thankful for them too. They really helped me get through life during that time. A good friend, I'm thankful for her too. I was in seventh grade when I met her, and she was there for me and had my little cruise there too. You guys will be surprised the things that I did. Let me tell you. But a lot of them I'm thankful for. They really opened their homes to us, and some did it with love and some didn't, and that's okay. But some did more good than harm. But what do we expect sometimes? But again, if you guys are trying to be foster parents or have been in a foster care system or have not, you know, go ahead and just, reach out, send me an email, text, if you guys have my number, because some of you guys do, or DM me and, we can talk more about it if that's something that you guys are interested in. It's just this little bit small part of my life, my story. And of course, like I said, in the next episode, we will talk to my sisters that were also in the system with me. And yeah, so it would be such a nice, it's gonna be a nice experience. We're also gonna have my other older sister. She was not in the system, but you know, she has a different story to tell from us being in the system. But yeah, I am so happy to see you guys, and well, not see you guys, but you know what I mean. But being here again with me. I know this is a little bit short because I don't really want to say so much because obviously, you know, we're having guests and I'm very excited for them to be on here. But again, until next time, peace, love, and light. Bye, guys.
This episode of Softdayys is sponsored by AHJ Oil Distribution, a local family business in Bloomington, California, here to serve our community with quality oils and filters. Thank you for supporting us.